Hello once again, everyone. On the campus of Wilmington College, we're visiting with Dr. Don Chafin, the professor in agriculture and the agribusiness division at Wilmington College. And Dr. Chafin, recently there has been so-called experts, they're always so-called experts, that say that a college degree, a degree in agriculture is not what it used to be. It's not necessary, in fact, is what they're saying.
To say that it's the worst place a student could spend their time getting an education has really stirred all the students around campus. And I suppose the answer that the students have come up with, do these guys expect 3 square meals every day and not know where they come from?
You know, Dr. Chafin, at the same time, I saw another list that said in the next decade, there was a list of the best jobs to have, and the number one job was farmer. So I don't think those lists coincide, or at least the people weren't looking at each other when they came up with the list.
They definitely do. Some people do not know how to understand the facts or interpret them. And certainly with the boom that is in agriculture now, it's easy for people to say this is the most important. The challenge for us in the next 25 years is to be able to feed 2 billion more on top of the 7 billion that we have now. And that is not going to happen from manna. It's going to take work. It's going to take people who are prepared to do that.
In the United States, at the same time, all along, we're having fewer and fewer farmers involved in production agriculture.
That's true. And I think the statistics the one guy was reading is the fact that the number of farmers has been declining so significantly. Well, they do not understand the full agribusiness area and the integration of a whole series of things. There has to be outsiders that produce machinery for the farmers, that mine the minerals for the fertilizer to produce the inputs that farmers have, because farmers are no longer out shoveling manure and growing clover in order to get the nutrients they need. And then the farmer completes a huge project with this huge machinery we have today. My reading is that farmers are running 1,000 to 2,000 acres per person when it used to be 40 acres and a mule. Well, things have changed. And now we have this technology that's taken the work out of it, and consequently, instead of 100 hours of hand methods growing corn in the past, and I'm not too far from when that happened, maybe back there as a young person, now we're down to maybe 2 hours that it takes. And so consequently, the number of hours required in agriculture to produce the commodities is way down. But then that commodity has to be taken from the farm gate to where it is fork ready for the consumers. And that is a huge project. Lots of people say, hey, it should be simple and I should sell chickens to the consumer when they come to the market on Saturday. But there's not many chicken pluckers left out there, I would suggest. So there has to be somebody in this chain, and a whole series of them. It's grown in California where the weather is good. It's consumed in New York. The cattle's produced in Colorado under those conditions. That's nice, the cotton in the South. And something has to change it to be a shirt in wherever people are.
Dr. Chafin, another figure that is tossed around as something to beware of, something to be afraid of, the age of the average farmer. I've seen anywhere from 57 to 65. But I can remember back when I was starting in this ballgame, back in the late 70s, I think the average age at that time was 59. So things really haven't changed that much.
Not at all. And people that are worrying about that are worrying about somebody stepping in to produce. I've got about 1/4 of my students in class are from large farms going back to large farms. There's another half of them that would like to be in agriculture and in farming. But the investment today that's $2 or $5 or $10 or $20 million to get into it, they are excluded from being able to. Our students find related jobs in the industry of agriculture to do that, but there's a lot more people out there, students who would prefer to be farmers, who are not going to be able to get in it because there's just that small requirement of labor anymore. So the age factor makes no difference at all, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, as you can tell, anyone that has a class with Dr. Chafin, I'm sure, enjoys themselves and learns an awful lot. Dr. Chafin, if viewers right now, possibly parents or students themselves, would like a little more information about Wilmington College and the Ag program, what's the best way for them to find out more?
Call me, call somebody at the college about our student numbers are growing. When I came, there were 36. We're now 150. We're going to 300. We're one of 2 colleges in Ohio that offer 4-year degree programs, being scattered out here in a cornfield in southwest Ohio, where instead of exhaust fumes, we're smelling springtime and an occasional hog barn. There's lots of students that want that kind of real-world education, hands-on. And we make effort and work at being hands-on and real world. We take our students out to the fields to get dirty, into the barns to get stinky, and there's a lot of people that want to go about education that way.
Well, for being in a cornfield, it's a beautiful campus here at Wilmington College. Dr. Chafin, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for being down, and we welcome you here, and visit us often.
Very good. And stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.
For more information about today's show or to suggest a topic, visit us on the web in ohiocountry.com. That's in ohiocountry.com.